So Xbox/Bethesda had a show. They're a part of E3, and it was a well-paced, entertaining show. Obviously, in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, I am left wanting more. I kind of wish we saw a little more third-party stuff. I wish, some other studios were a part of the show, but they were really focusing on Games Pass. They were really Game Pass. So they actually opened the show with Starfield, which is an Xbox exclusive. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Xbox exclusive, Game Pass, day one. Starfield had a teaser trailer. Not much can be grasped from this trailer, to be honest with you. It's pretty much the same as the last teaser trailer. It's in engine. It looks pretty. It looks like an Elder Scrolls Fallout-ish type of game. I like how everything feels realistic. It feels like actual human advancement. It doesn't feel super sci-fi. It does kind of have like a more reality-based space setting, and I dig that. I kind of like, seeing the ship, seeing the switches being pulled, duct tape on the wall, that kind of stuff. Like, it's got that kind of homey feel. But this game's not coming out till November next year, so I can't, I can't get super hyped about it. I am excited about the game in terms of the idea of the game, but an actual, game, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for sure, but Todd Howard was excited, and I kind of felt it a little bit. I felt it. It's going to be ambitious. It's going to be interesting to see how the game turns out, and I'm glad it made its way here. I'm glad that we got to see a little bit more of it. So yeah, here's hoping, right? Sea of Thieves has Jack Sparrow now. That's cool, right? I think that's cool. Battlefield looked excellent. Let's talk about Battlefield. Battlefield looks like a super fun time. There's a grappling hook now. There's huge weathering tornadoes. We're jumping off buildings and gliding down. It's basically Just Cause now, but massively, huge multiplayer, big map. Looks like Dubai, maybe. I'm not quite sure. This was a really cool sort of gameplay trailer. I actually got excited. I was like, whoa, this is sweet. This looks awesome. Eat your heart out, Call of Duty. Cool. I mean, we've seen a little bit of Battlefield here and there. There's some impressions out there now. I think some people got some previews of it, so that's exciting. It looks surprisingly cool. I'm not super into online shooters, but I'm feeling it. It looks pretty. It's a good sort of insert in a press conference. It's a good insert in a direct. It bolsters up the show a little bit. You get a little bit of action. It's flashy. It's cool. It's compressed as hell. But sure, cool. Somerville and Replaced are two fine-ass looking indie games. They look fantastic. They really do. I think they're day one on Game Pass, which is really cool. The art styles in these games, wow, they look tremendous. I love the camera work. I love the sort of pixelation style. I love the emotion that's kind of tied to them, especially with, I believe, Replaced. I think that was the one with the family, and like that looks really cool. I love that sort of get like kind of a quiet place vibe. There's aliens. It looks cool, and both of them did. And these show very well in these types of presentations, and we've spoken about indies before in previous videos, how I really love when an indie game just has an incredible art style, incredible vision. This is a story that needs to be told. Like, it just has glorious purpose. And these types of shows, I love seeing Xbox. I love seeing Game Pass and having that stuff there. The Summer Game Festival as well was showing some of these indies. I'm sure Nintendo will show some as well. I love seeing these big studios and big names showcase some indie titles, some smaller games that are definitely worth checking out. So big 2 thumbs up for me for both of those titles, and I'm excited to see more. Halo Infinite. Ooh, I'm a little bit worried about this game. I'm not gonna lie. Not just because I have it on my Fantasy Critic League, but I don't know. I'm starting to think that it might not be launching this year. It has to launch this year, right? Like, it has to come out this year. Come on, Microsoft. It looks good. It doesn't look terrible or anything like that, but the fact that they're still not telling us the release date, the fact that they're still keeping that from us is a little worrisome. It really is. I'm not going to lie. Giving Starfield a release date, a definitive date, 11/11, and not giving Halo a release date is, again, worrisome. We got a release date for Forza 5, which was just announced today, at the time of recording this, today, and that got a release date November 9th, and Halo does not. And it's a little spooky. It's a little spooky, I'm not gonna lie. It would really, really hurt me personally if that game were to get delayed into 2022. Obviously, I want a perfect product. Obviously, I want the game to be well made, and I want them to take their time and things of that sort. But you can't deny that is a huge loss by Microsoft if they don't get that game out this year. Multiplayer looks fun. It looks like Halo. Halo being Halo. The little story trailer that they showed I thought was nice and cool. I'm not caught up with the lore here. I don't know what's going on with Cortana. I don't know at all. I know a lot of people actually don't like what they were doing with Cortana in the previous Halo games, so we'll see how that pans out. I didn't know that she was that important in this story. I thought this was kind of a new story. This does kind of feel like Halo 6, 7. It feels like that, at least by this trailer. I thought we were kind of doing a God of War type of reboot thing, but no, it's continuing the story. Again, just no release date, man. I think there's an open beta coming out or a closed beta or something like that. Multiplayer is free. I think that was announced prior, but that is really cool. Having multiplayer be just like a free-to-play sort of thing, and then the story is what you pay for. Or if you have, Game Pass, you don't pay for any of it. But that's pretty sweet. Not gonna lie, on PC as well, I believe. It looks good. It looks ready. I pray that they can get this game out before the end of the year, because I just think it's dire. I think it's important that this game come out soon. It's on the back of the box of the Xbox console. When you buy a Series X, it's there on the back of that box, and it's just kind of weird not to have that game out sooner. But these games take time. It's a big game. They had to redo a lot of the visuals, which I'm not even sure if this is meeting up to people's satisfactory state. I don't know if this is what people wanted. I never really had a problem with the visuals, to be honest, but some people did. I hope that this pleases them. It's so weird. I don't even own an Xbox. I don't explicitly plan on playing Halo, but I'm rooting for it. I really am. I want them to have this game out. I want it to succeed. Halo is an important franchise in just the gaming sphere, and I hope it does well. Outer Worlds 2! I like Outer Worlds. I like Obsidian. Cool stuff. Slime Rancher 2. Cool stuff. Cool. It's cool that exists. Outer Worlds 2 feels kind of like an Elder Scrolls 6 announcement. Like, aren't they working on Avowed right now? Isn't Obsidian has their plate full right now. They have Grounded. They're adding stuff to Grounded right now. They have Avowed, and now they have this as well, Outer Worlds 2. Like, that's kind of insane. I dug the trailer. I thought it was kind of funny. It's cheap. It is what it is, but I thought it worked quite well. I actually got a little chuckle out of that trailer. It just feels like, man, this game's 2024, right? 2025 maybe, because I feel like Avowed is not until 2023. So, man, it's cool. I mean, definitely you want people to get an Xbox and say, hey, Outer Worlds 2 is coming out. But damn, these kinds of trailers, they don't do too much for me, to be honest. I'm not jumping out of my chair for them. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm okay with it. It's all right. Slime Rancher 2, my girlfriend really likes that game, so I'm excited for her, I guess. Forza, to me, was like one of the best games they showed. I think Forza looks fantastic. It looks like a fun time. I had to mute pretty much all of the stream because they were playing a lot of licensed music, and you do that in a Forza trailer. However, I'm not a huge racing fan. I'm not super into this series or anything like that. It comes out November 9th. That is a big, game to have out, for the holiday, game that everyone can play. Day one on Game Pass. Everything pretty much was day one on Game Pass. There really wasn't, anything that was like, diverging from that path, and which makes me, I do love them focusing on Game Pass. That is their seller for sure. That's the selling point of the entire Xbox brand. But again, I kind of wish we saw a little more third-party stuff. I wish we saw some Bandai Namco stuff. Excuse me. I wish we saw some stuff there. Capcom maybe could have done something. I don't know. I just kind of wish we saw some other third-party stuff. All these, other weird companies like Capcom, for instance, they have a big event tomorrow. I don't even know if it's going to be big or not, but they have an event. I don't know what they're showing. I feel like they could have just showed it here, but I guess they can't because, they want to say that, 29 of the 31 games they're about to show are going to be on Game Pass day and date, and you can't really say that about a Resident Evil Apocalypse game. You can't really say that about Marvel vs. Capcom 4. I have high hopes for that Capcom event, as you can see. You can't say that about those games. So, you know, I don't know. I was kind of hoping like, oh, maybe Tony Hawk, you know, maybe Activision shows off Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 HD or whatever remake. Not here, unfortunately. You know, it's not there. I want to see it. I want to see it happen. There just wasn't a lot of third-party stuff. It was very focused on getting those things on Game Pass. Redfall is a video game. I see a lot of people hyping this game up on Twitter. I'm not super excited for Redfall. Because it was a CG trailer, you know, it was CG and, you know, it had interesting ideas. I think it was very kind of all over the place. I'm seeing robots, I'm seeing vampires, I'm seeing magic. Like, what the hell is going on in this world? I don't know what the tone is. It looks serious, but the characters are super jokey. And I'm guessing it's multiplayer, open world. Yeah. Like I don't know, like it is what it is. Like I like the studio. I think this is Arcane Austin. I think this is their first game. I believe this is their first big game since they've opened that studio. I think there's some people from the other Arcane studios, you know, helping out and things like that, but this is their first, like, this is their game. I'd like Arcane as a brand. I like what they do, but I don't know. I'm not jumping out of my seat for this. It's a brand new IP. It's CG. It looks a little weird. I don't know. I don't know if I could be into it. I'm guessing it's going to be sort of Destiny-like-ish. I'm guessing, you know, like 4-player, multiplayer, running around. There's going to be raids. There's going to be, you know, bosses to fight and bullet sponges to soak up. So, yeah, Redfall is a game. All in all, it was an okay show. To me, it was definitely one of the more entertaining E3-related press conference directs, or whatever you want to call it. I think it was one of the more entertaining. I think it had a, you know, good pace to it. Actually, I forgot to mention one of my favorite games at the entire E3, to be honest with you. Stalker 2 looks wild. Stalker 2 looks so sweet. I'm super excited. I was not looking forward to this game. This game was not on my radar. I honestly couldn't care less about this game until today. Until I saw, you know, like the Russian words coming out of the mouths of the people around the campfire, getting this weird lore, this weird, like, camaraderie between this weird group here. One of them betrayed them. The faces look excellent. The graphics are insane. It looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It looked like super, like, oh, we're just walking around, good graphics, you know, and then monsters start showing up, and that was really cool. I'm excited for that game. I think Stalker 2 showed really well. It was one of the beefier trailers there. Atomic Heart, I feel like I've seen that game forever now, and it still doesn't have a release date, so cool. Cool, I guess. Anyway, all in all, it was a pretty good show. It was entertaining, it was fast-paced, it kind of just kept showing games, it was focusing on games. Some of them are years away, some of them are coming out this year. Every one of them were basically on Game Pass. We got a Doom update, new Bethesda games coming to Game Pass. Cool. I kind of wish we got to see Machine Games' Indiana Jones thing. I was really looking forward to seeing that. I was hoping that was a teaser for, like, E3. Wait till E3 where we can see, you know, gameplay or a trailer for this game. We'll have to wait on that one. Probably next E3. But all in all, it was okay. Did it rule or drool? I'm going to say it ruled.
Yes!
I think that, yes, there wasn't a ton of games that I'm super excited about. There's not a ton of games that, like, I'm definitely going to play or anything like that. But in terms of how this E3 is going, in terms of, like, in comparison to Ubisoft and the recent Square Enix Presents thing, it's definitely one of the better. I would put Summer Game Fest above them. I think Summer Game Fest just felt like a bigger event. You know, it felt more special. It felt like something I'm going to remember throughout the year, whereas, you know, this just felt like a little update on a few things and a Starfield trailer. So I would put it below Summer Game Fest, but I think it still does rule. All things considered, if, you know, Sony was here, or if, you know, maybe Nintendo does incredible, if Ubisoft, you know, showed off a bunch of really, really cool stuff, I would be probably bringing my thumb down. But in this state of E3, it ruled. Thank you guys so much for watching this kind of weird state E3 content. Last year, or sorry, last E3, I shouldn't say last year, things felt a little bigger, felt a little more exciting. I was obviously pumping out a lot more content. I don't have the motivation to. I was gonna do a Ubisoft Does It Rule or Drool, but Ubisoft like, it drooled, right? Obviously, like, of course, Sparks of Hope looks incredible, but I couldn't care less about anything else at that show, if I'm being real. And Square Enix is the same case, where it's like, what do I even talk about? It's hard. It's hard. So we'll get those out of the way. Ubisoft drooled hard. Square Enix drooled hard. Guardians looks okay, and the weird Final Fantasy isekai game, sure, that looks okay, I guess. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see my reactions to the upcoming press conferences, Capcom has something tomorrow at the time of recording this. So I believe on the 14th, Capcom is going to be showing off something, and then Nintendo that following day, Tuesday, they have a 40-minute direct and some Treehouse that we're going to react to. So hit me up on Twitch down below. You can follow me on the Discord there to see the schedule. It's all there. It's all available to you if you so please. Anyway, thank you for watching again, and until next time, party on.